Clear and frequent communication is a good way for you to be able to establish a culture of care within your organization. So I'd like to give you two different ways that you can approach your clear and communication within your organization. The first way to establish clear and frequent communication is to make sure that you have the ability to have organization-wide communication. This is important. We often will have communication in our organization segmented or divided up between the levels of leadership or departments. But it is very important for there to be an organization-wide method of communication. Use some type of team chat platform. Some of the most common ones are Slack, Google Workspace, Microsoft Teams, Chanty, ClickUp, and other ones. It is very important for the leaders in your organization to be able to communicate in a way that feels, again, professional but informal at the same time, to communicate vision, to communicate any shifts in focus or anything that needs just further attention from everyone across the organization. Doing this will connect everyone on a much deeper level. I also encourage you to have organization-wide in-person meetings, whether it's an annual planning meeting, a vision casting meeting, a cultural emphasis meeting, or even consider something like a Christmas party or other events. But have at least one, possibly even 2 times a year, where every employee from your organization gets together, has the opportunity to interact with one another, and maybe even the opportunity to hear something from the highest level leaders that are going to draw them together and help unite the entire company in vision. When you develop a platform and systems to be able to communicate quickly and efficiently across the entire organization, that clear and frequent communication will really start to show that you have a culture of care. There's another way to do it. It's individual conversations. We all have conversations in the workplace. The key is having individual conversations that contribute to the creation of your culture of care. We oftentimes associate our individual conversations with meetings that have to be set up or booked, placed on an agenda or a calendar. But honestly, the best way to create a culture of care is to have informal conversations in break rooms, lunchrooms, hallways, or even offices, but informal and somewhat unplanned. It doesn't mean they have to be unplanned by the leader. The leader could be very strategic in this, but the perception that it has to the employees is it is very informal and very unplanned. Those are powerful conversations that employee will remember for months to come. Now, it's important when you have these individual conversations that you keep them what I call professionally personal. You want to be personal enough in these conversations that the employee feels a connection and a sense of care from you. But you want to be professional enough that it maintains a high level of ethics, morality, and professionalism. I also encourage you to have individual conversations around performance reviews. It is an amazing, impactful event for an employee to sit across the desk or a table from one of their supervisors and to get honest and genuine feedback about how the supervisor and even the company feels about their performance. Every employee wants to know how they are viewed by their employer. They want to know if they're doing well, and they want to know where they can improve. The worst feeling is not knowing where you stand in relationship to your supervisor or leadership team. So these performance reviews are another way to have individual conversations that are impactful. Remember that as a comprehensive talent acquisition strategy, we're looking at our first pillar, which is to establish a culture of care. And in order to establish a culture of care, you have to have clear and frequent communication, because your employees connect communication with care. The way you communicate shows that you care, and even communication in itself demonstrates your care. So use these two examples as guides to start encouraging better communication in your organization. Better communication makes the employees feel like you care that much more.